Pick up that pencil. Good morning. One. You can have everyone ready with their laptops out. Great. Love seeing everyone's faces this morning. I think we're ready. Hello, everyone. Today I'm at Bixby Elementary and I am in Mrs. Aguilar's class. Everyone say hi. They're super excited and ready today. All right. We are going to get started. I see everyone with their laptops out. I should see you all ready to go. We're going to get to our Canvas page. Let me share my screen. All right, last week we talked about getting ready for CAST. And do you remember what CAST stands for? If you remember, I'd like you to whisper and share it with your neighbor. Go ahead. CAASPP. And then the two P's, what did the two P's stand for? Very good. I heard over here, performance and progress. Excellent. And we did talk about the 4 bands, right? How many of you actually looked up your scores from last year? You went into Aries. Oh, nice. Very good. Excellent. Okay, so I'm glad you looked it up and you're curious about your scores. Excellent. So today what we're going to do is we're going to actually go into the website and we're going to take a training test together and we're going to practice. We're going to practice and get used to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our Canvas page. Says everyone there. And we are going to go to cast.org. I have a button right here, but if you want to type it out, you can. Cast.org. We're going to click on it and we're going to get to this page. Okay. Is everyone there? And then what we're going to do is we're going to click on this button right here that says practice and training tests. Now, when you actually take the test, you're going to use an icon on your laptop that says CA Secure Browser. So it's different. So, but today we're going to practice on the website. So we're going to click on this. Thumbs up if you're ready. Please show your teacher that you're ready and you're there. Great job. Okay, I'll wait. And your screen should look like mine. Thank you. I appreciate students and neighbors helping our friends catch up. All right, then we're going to click on this one right here, Student Interface Practice and Training Tests. We're going to click on this one. Okay. Now we're going in as a guest user. We're not signing in. We're not using our SSID cards. We're not going to put in a session number. We're just going to practice as a guest today. So we're going to click on sign in. And then we're going to select our grade. So you're going to practice select your grade. We're all going to select either 4th or 5th. I'm in the 5th grade class today, so I'm going to click on 5th. And you will all see this. It's all going to look the same for all of us. Okay. And what we're going to do is we have to select the same one because we're going to do this together. Okay. We're going to go down to here where it says Smarter Balance Training Test, and we're going to select this one. Start grades 3 through 5 ELA training test. I'll wait till everyone gets there and we're going to select that one. Okay, are we good? All right, we're gonna select this one. Now here, I'm gonna show you a few things, okay? Now some of us, okay, might want to change a few things and how you want it to look. Right here where we see visual assistance resources, you might know how you read things better, okay? If you feel that you might want black on cream or black on rose, you might want, actually, you know what? Let's not touch this. Let's not touch this. We're gonna scroll all the way down. Everyone go all the way down and click select. Ready? Select. Okay, and then we're gonna click on this play button. Let's all play, listen to it together. Okay, and then we're gonna click, I could play the sound and video. Okay, and then we're gonna click on begin test now. Okay, now we're here. We remember listening and reading this story last week. Remember? Treasure in the Field. Do you remember reading this together? We read this last week, and then you were watching Mrs. Joe take notes. So we don't have to read the story again, but there is a question that I want to review. But before we do that, I do want to go over a few functions that you will see on the CAS. Right here on the very top right, you'll see this thing called Line Reader. If you have trouble following different lines, you have something up here that's called Line Reader. Can everyone click on that? There's a function up here that's called Line Reader. And what do you notice? This line up here turns blue. And then you can use your up and down arrow to help you follow the lines, okay? And then you can even expand with these arrows right here. Do you see my mouse move? So I can expand it so that I could just focus on the words. Do you see my screen? Look up here, So I could expand it, and then I could click on the line reader so I could just focus on reading the lines. Sometimes my eyes kind of wander, and I like to just focus on reading certain lines. So this might help. And also, I'll tell you a little secret. I'm getting a little old and I have glasses. I need new glasses. So I might need to zoom out and make the words bigger. So look at here. I could zoom out and zoom in. If I zoom in, the words get bigger for me. And I need that because sometimes when I'm looking at the screen, I need the words bigger. And this is how I actually read my computer. I look like this. I look a little silly, but this is how I really read when I read emails and I read things on the screen. I don't care if people make fun of me. But this is how I read things. So I want you to find the way that you read things most comfortably. So find the way that you can read this paragraph, this story, that fits you the best. Okay, so find it. Find the zoom. Sometimes you might like reading it really small. You might like to read things really big. And then this line reader might actually help you. Or you might not like that. You like reading things in chunks. So I want you to be comfortable with reading something on the screen. Okay? Got it? So did you find the way you like reading? So tell your neighbor, how do you like reading on the screen? Okay, we're gonna come back together now. Thank you. All right, since we already read the story, now we're going to read the question. We're gonna do this together. Now, you might be familiar with this, but whenever you see a question that says part A and part B, you need to read it first, okay? Part A will always have to match part B, okay? Remember this story from last week. It was about two sons and a man, okay? This question has two parts. First, answer part A, then answer part B. Which statement about the boys is supported by the passage? A, the boys did not share the work equally. B, the boys did not know how to plant a field of rice. C, the young boys wished to surprise their father with a special dinner. D, the young boys preferred to sit in the house instead of working outside. Okay, talk to your neighbors. Let's see if you remember the story. Which one is true about the story? I love the talking. I love sharing. How you're sharing. Excellent. Okay, now I know for sure A is not going to be the answer because it wasn't about the boys not wanting to work equally. They did actually do the work together. So it's not going to be A. The boys did not know how to plant the field. We know that they worked it, so they knew how to plant and work the field. The young boys wished to surprise their father. Was there something about a surprise dinner? No. So D is going to be the best answer because they were lazy. Remember? They didn't want to work. So D is going to be the answer. But let's look at part B. Remember, part A has to match part B. Which sentence from the passage best supports your answer? Now, I might think part D is the right answer, but it must match. A, the sons promised and hurried out to begin. Oh, I don't remember that in the story. As the years went by, it became clear, even to their father, that the boys were lazy. At last, the entire field had been dug, but no treasure had been found. Now, that's a true statement, but doesn't match my answer from part A. The brothers moped around with their heads down. That does that match? So what is the best answer here? B, after the years went by, it came clear even to their father that the boys were lazy. So B is your answer. Okay, all right, let's move. Now, how do we go to the next question? On the very top, we click on next. Right here on the top. So everyone click on next. Right here. All right, number 2, we already answered this. So we're gonna click on this together. Click on the first one, and we're gonna click on the second to last one right here to show that the old man wants. We already answered this together, so we're moving on to number 3. All right, number 3. Now, remember I told you I'm getting old? The words are too small for me. So what am I gonna do so that I can read this better? Zoom in. I'm gonna zoom in because I'm old and I read better when it's bigger. A student is writing an opinion article for her teacher about her favorite field trip. The students want to revise the draft so that it has a logical conclusion. Read the draft of the opinion article and complete the task that follows. Okay, now I want you to talk to your neighbor. What is the directions here? I want you to find a key word. Then I want you to go to the 3 lines right here and we're gonna highlight. Oh, it won't let you highlight here. Oops. Oh, it won't let me highlight. I apologize. It will not let me highlight here. Okay, anyways, we're gonna read it. Ready? My favorite third grade field trip. Well, what they want us to do is read the draft and complete the following tasks. My favorite third grade field trip is the trip to the zoo. There are many reasons that the zoo is the best field trip. First, when we go to the zoo, we get to ride on big buses that have televisions and bathrooms. As you can see, the best third grade trip by far is the zoo field trip. Second, we get to eat lunch at a really great rest area with picnic tables. Also, we get to spend the whole day walking around looking at interesting animals. Click on the sentence in the draft that is in the wrong place. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're trying to figure out, okay, which sentence is in the wrong place. Okay, what we're trying to do is figure out there's a sentence in here that's placed wrong. Okay, so find it. We're clicking on the sentence that's in the wrong place. Okay, so I want you to read it again by yourself. We're going to click on the sentence that's in the wrong place. Okay, thumbs up if you think you got the answer. I wish I could have some volunteers from classes to share what they think. Can I have a volunteer in here? Yes, what do you think? As you can see, the best third grade trip by far is the zoo field trip. Why do we think that's the one that's in the wrong place? We're looking at the transition words, right? And as you can see, would usually be the concluding sentence. Very good. If that is what you picked, you are correct. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. We're running out of time. So we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, Ellen is writing a story for her class about a day at the beach. She wants to revise her story to use more descriptive words, read the draft, and complete the task that follows. Okay. It was Ellen's last day of vacation. She raced into the garage and announced, "Dad, we have to go to the beach today. It's our last chance this summer to go swimming and build sandcastles together." Dad smiled happily. Together, Ellen and Dad drove 45 minutes to the beach. Once there, they set up their chairs near the water. Dad read and Ellen played. Ellen worked for about an hour on her sandcastle. Then she noticed that her dad had spent that entire time just reading a book. She felt annoyed. She tugged at Dad's book. She looked at him. Dad grinned and set his book aside. Together, the two raced into the warm, bubbly waves. They laughed with excitement. Select two of the choices that have the best descriptive sentences to replace Dad read and Ellen played, and she looked at him. Now, in this sentence right here, the directions, it says select two of the choices that have the best descriptive sentences to replace Dad read and Ellen played, and she looked at him. When I look at the description, I see a keyword there. Okay, what's the keyword I see? I see replace. Okay, if I were to replace the sentence, what would I replace it with? Okay, I'm gonna give you a few seconds to read the choices and make your decision. Okay, go ahead. We'll work quietly. Okay, let's look at the first choice. Dad enjoyed relaxing with his new book while Ellen built a sandcastle. Does that sentence replace Dad read and Ellen played? She gave him a look at that said, I want you to spend time with me. Does that replace she looked at him? All right, that's a good one. Dad helped Ellen build a castle. Does that replace Dad read and Ellen played? I can already eliminate that choice. Dad read a book to Ellen and then they swam. No, that does not replace this sentence. Dad read a book to Ellen and then they swam. No, Dad read for a while and then built a sandcastle. No, they didn't do that together. Dad had a wonderful time reading while Ellen worked on her giant sandcastle. Does that replace Dad read and Ellen played? She gave him a look that said, it's time to have some fun now. She looked at him. Is that descriptive? Oh, Dad decided that he did not like his book. Does that replace Dad read and Ellen played? No. So my two choices would be this one and this one. Very good. Okay, now for the next one. We're actually gonna skip this one. We're gonna click. I want everyone to just click on this first sentence for number 5. And I would like to go to the next one because this one is a listening practice. And I would like to ask Miss Jo is going to share notes while I play this. Okay. All about pizza. Now, this is a listening skill that we all need to practice when we're taking our tests. Okay. As I play this, I don't know, Miss Jo, if you're able to share your screen while I play this.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so real quick, let me just show and then I'll take the notes. We'll switch screens.
Okay, so let me play it first, okay? Or are you gonna show first?
I'm just gonna show what I'm taking notes on first.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Okay, ready? If you were with us last time, just like Mrs. Haas said, we took notes while we were reading and picked out all the important parts for the narrative, remember? This time, what we're going to be listening to is actually an informational text. So when you're doing informational text, you can also take notes, especially when you are listening. It's hard to remember everything. So I think it's really important when we're listening to a story or a selection or a story to use our note-taking skills. Okay, so last time, how we remember the note-taking little icons is through our chant, remember, of what the important parts are. It's the same with information. If you think about informational text, information, remember, expository text is nonfiction. That's true information. It always has the same parts. introduction, body, conclusion. I'm going really fast, but you should know that chant. And what goes in the information introduction? SS light bulb. Remember that? Setting, subject, big idea. And then what do we have in the middle? Body. It's filled with information, or details. Okay, I'm just going to write details here. You could put information if you want. And then we're going to write the details. Detail 1, 2, 3, however many that there are. And then what's at the very end? Conclusion. Okay, so we have a conclusion. And what does the conclusion do? Repeats the big idea, but uses different words. And that's what happened on that one question about going on that field trip to the zoo. That sentence was restating the topic sentence, but it was in the middle of the paragraph, right? That's not where it's supposed to be. That's where all the details are. So it should be at the end. So we have a conclusion. Okay. This is what you would want to remember and pick out as we're listening. Okay. And then as we're listening, I'm going to take notes and then show it to you after. All right. There you go.
Okay, are you ready? Listen carefully so that you can answer. Complete the chart to show which countries are shown for which pizza toppings. Okay, are you ready? Click on the boxes next to the countries that match the toppings. Now, when you're taking the test, you can probably listen to the stories once or twice. I believe you can listen to it more than twice. So here we go.
In the following presentation, you will hear a speaker talk about pizza around the world. Listen to the presentation and then answer the questions that follow. It's lunchtime and your stomach is growling. The line through the cafeteria moves so slowly. But today it's worth the wait because today they're serving your favorite food. What is it? If you're like almost every other kid, it's pizza. Pizza is one of America's favorite foods. In fact, Americans eat 350 slices of it every second. One of the reasons we love pizza is that we can have it just the way we like it. The most popular topping for pizza is pepperoni, but depending on where you live, you might prefer something else. Are you on the coast of Maine? You might eat lobster on your pizza. Down south? Try crayfish, oysters, or Cajun shrimp. In the mood for something a little different? How about a peanut butter and jelly pizza, or one with dandelions? Americans aren't the only ones who love pizza. If you visit Japan, you might try pizza with eel or squid. If you find yourself in India, you could go for pickled ginger, minced mutton, and tofu. But no matter what you put on it, almost everyone loves pizza. Now, what will you ask for on your next slice? Eggplant? Tuna? Mashed potatoes? Or will you stick with good old pepperoni?
Okay, Mrs. Joe.
I had to write really fast. Okay. Like Miss Haas shared, you can listen to it more than once. So I would do the notes as much as I can, and then I would go back and listen to it again. I missed a few things, I think. But again, depending on the question, and we're going to see some questions, then if I don't have all that info, then go back and listen to it again. But I think I got most of it. Okay. That it was a favorite food all around the world, and the details it had was different places and what type of toppings that they have. And the conclusion definitely was that everyone loves pizza. Okay. So answer the questions.
All right. So what do you guys think? We'll answer this and then we'll end. United States, we have pepperoni. That was mentioned. India was ginger. Japan. Ew, very good. Okay, and then we have one more question here. What is the most likely reason the author made the presentation? This is where I would actually listen to the beginning part of the audio. Like I'm going playing audio again, because I would want to listen to the introduction. Why did the author make this presentation? to suggest another way of looking at pizza, to change what people think is good pizza, to show why pepperoni is the best kind. Was the author trying to convince that pepperoni is the best, or to explain why pizza is different in other places? Probably D would be the best answer. Okay, so as you can see, if I click on next, we are done, and you answered all 7 questions. So we are done. We could click submit, and we are done. Very good, everyone. I know we are finished with our tech time, but I do want to show you one last thing just for fun. Can I have maybe 2 more minutes with you guys? Is that okay? Unless you really have to go. I do want to show you one fun activity because you guys did such a great job. If that's okay, teachers who's still with me. I wanted to show you a fun activity called Quick Draw. So everyone go back to my tech time Canvas course, and there is oh, it's restricted. Is it? Oh, I apologize. It's restricted. Well, you can go home and do it.
Gotta come back next week. So you can see.
I'm so sorry. It shouldn't be restricted, but what's
Come
gonna
back next week and see it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It shouldn't be restricted. Oh. Well, anyways, what it does is it lets you draw. It gives you a prompt and lets you draw. It doodles, lets you draw something. So super fun. Go home and do it. You still have you still have the ability to you go to my Canvas course at home. So click on Quick Draw and it will prompt you. Go to play now. It'll prompt you to, here, I'll show you, Quick Draw. On Google, right here. It'll prompt you to click on something, to, actually it'll tell you, draw a golf club, and then it'll give you a few seconds to draw a golf club, and then it will actually guess that it's a golf club. So, and then it'll prompt you to draw something else. So very fun. You can do it at home, and it uses AI to guess from other people's doodles. So just wanted to share that fun activity with you. You can do it at home when you have time. So next week we have a very special guest. We're gonna have maybe all our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders together, and we have a special guest coming next week. We are going to have a graphic designer from Disney coming to speak to us next week. So excited. So hopefully everyone can join us next week to meet her. I was able to meet her at a conference, and we are going to get to see, listen to her and how she became a graphic designer for Disney and how she helped design a few of the rides at Disney. So hopefully we can all join next week. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. You guys are amazing. Everyone say I'm amazing.